This might sound crazy, but it's actually true. If your mood has been off lately, it might not be your life, it might be your sleep. It's not just stress. You wake up tired, even after a full night in bed. You feel irritated for no clear reason. Small things annoy you more than they should. You try to focus, but your mind feels slow, heavy, disconnected. And the worst part? You start blaming yourself. You think you're losing motivation. You think something is wrong with you. But what if the real problem is something you've been ignoring? What if it's your sleep? Sleep controls your mind. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Sleep is not just rest. It's one of the most powerful systems your brain has. Every night when you fall asleep, your brain goes to work, not relaxing, but repairing. It clears out waste, resets your emotions, organizes your thoughts, and prepares you for the next day. Think of it like this. Your brain is like a phone. During the day, you open apps, run tasks, drain the battery. Sleep is the only time your brain gets to recharge. Close those apps and clean up everything running in the background. But when you don't get enough sleep, nothing resets. System overload. And slowly, everything starts to break. Let's break this down. Because once you understand what sleep deprivation is doing to your mind, you'll never ignore it again. First, your emotions become unstable. There's a part of your brain called the amygdala. This is your emotional alarm system. It controls fear, anger, stress, and how you react to situations. When you're well rested, your brain keeps this system balanced. But when you don't sleep enough, that balance disappears. The amygdala becomes overactive. That means you feel everything more intensely. You get angry faster. You feel anxious quicker. You become overwhelmed by things that normally wouldn't bother you. More reaction, less control. Now imagine this. Someone says something small. On a normal day, you'd ignore it. But when you're sleep deprived, it feels personal. It feels bigger than it is. You react emotionally instantly. And later, you regret it. Not because you're a bad person, but because your brain was running without control. And that leads to the second problem. Your logical thinking shuts down. There's another part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is your decision-making center. It helps you think clearly, stay calm, and control your actions. But when you don't sleep, this part becomes weaker. Logic goes down. So now, your emotional brain is stronger, and your logical brain is weaker. That's a dangerous combination. You feel more, but think less. You react quickly, but reflect slowly. You make impulsive decisions and struggle to stay focused. That's why when you're tired, you say things you don't mean. You make choices you regret. You feel out of control, and you don't even realize why. Now, let's go deeper, because it gets even more serious. Third, your mind turns negative. There's something called negativity bias. Your brain is naturally wired to focus more on negative experiences than positive ones. It's a survival mechanism, but sleep deprivation makes it worse. Without sleep, your brain struggles to regulate emotions, so negative thoughts become louder, stronger, harder to ignore. You start overthinking. You replay conversations. You focus on mistakes. You imagine worst-case scenarios. Even good things don't feel as good anymore. Your mood drops. Your energy drops. Your motivation disappears. And suddenly, everything feels harder than it should. Now here's something most people don't talk about. Sleep loss doesn't just affect your thoughts. It affects your body too. Fourth, your stress levels increase. When you don't sleep, your body produces more cortisol. That's your stress hormone. High stress mode activated. So even if your day is calm, your body feels like it's under pressure. You feel tense, restless, on edge, like something is wrong even when everything is okay. This constant stress drains your mental energy. And over time, it leads to burnout. Now, imagine living like this every day. Low sleep, high stress, negative thinking, emotional instability. It becomes a cycle, a dangerous one. And this leads to something even deeper. Fifth, your mental health starts to decline. Long-term sleep deprivation is strongly linked to anxiety, depression, mood disorders. Sleep equals mental health. It's not just correlation. It's cause and effect. When your brain doesn't get enough rest, it cannot function properly. It cannot regulate emotions. It cannot process experiences. It cannot protect your mental well-being. And slowly, You start to feel like a different person. Less happy, less motivated, less yourself. Now pause for a second and think about your own life. How many nights have you sacrificed sleep for your phone, for work, for stress, for overthinking? Be honest. And how did you feel the next day? Irritated? Tired? Unfocused? Now imagine that feeling repeating every single day. That's what many people are living with, without even realizing the cause. But here's the powerful part. This can change, and it can change fast, because your brain is incredibly resilient. Even one good night of sleep can improve your mood, sharpen your thinking, reduce your stress, and bring back your emotional balance. One night can change everything. You wake up clearer, calmer, more in control. The same life, but a completely different experience. That's the power of sleep. Now, here's something practical. If you want to improve your mental health, start with your sleep, not motivation, not productivity, not hustle. Sleep, because everything else depends on it. Try this. Set a consistent sleep time. Reduce screen time before bed. Create a calm environment. Let your brain rest. Protect your sleep, because sleep is not a luxury. It's a necessity, and ignoring it comes with a cost. So, next time you feel off, before you blame your life, before you blame yourself, ask the simple question, am I getting enough sleep? Because sometimes the real problem isn't your situation, it's your exhaustion. And the solution is simpler than you think. Rest is power. If this opened your eyes, like this video, share it with someone who needs it. And subscribe for more powerful psychology facts that can change your life.